Hi YouTube, Timothy Unger here. In this video, we're going to look at changing decimals to percents and then changing percents back to decimals. In our first example here, we have the decimal 0.71. Now, a decimal, let's just write this here, a decimal is between 0 and 1. Okay, so between 0 to 1. Okay, a percent here is between 0 and 100. So 0 to 100. So essentially what we have to do here is we have to multiply this decimal by 100 to get that as a percent. So I'll do 100 times 0.71. Okay, so if you do this out, 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 0 is 0, 1 times 1 is 1. And then after I do this, I'm going to show you the easier way. And then 7 times 0, we move over 1. So 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 1 is 7. Okay. We're going to keep the decimal point right here. 1 plus 0 is 1. And so we get 71%. This equals 71%. Well, there's actually a much easier way to multiply by 100. And you may have been taught this in schools, but basically what we do is we're going to move the decimal point 2 places to the right when we multiply by 100. So that's going to be the easy way we're going to convert from decimals to percents. Let's look at a few more examples to see how this is done and really solidify your learning. And as you follow through this video, make sure to try these examples yourself before I show you the solutions. In our next example, we're going to convert the decimal 0.6 to a percent. Okay, so as with the previous example, we're going to multiply by 100, meaning we're going to move the decimal place 2 places over. Okay, but we only have 1 place past the decimal point. So what do we need to do? Well, we need to add a 0 for the additional spot there. So let's add another 0. So 0.60, we're going to move over the decimal 2 places over to here. So that's going to be equal to 60%. Okay, so just add the 0 if you don't have a number there. Okay, so 0.6 is 60%. Let's take a look at another example of this, and then we'll start converting back from percents to decimals. Okay, in our third example, converting from decimals to percents, we have the decimal 0.8976. So again, we want to multiply this by 100. That means moving the decimal point 2 places to the right. So we're going to go 1, 2, and we're going to place our decimal point right between the 9 and the 7, right there. So as a percent, 0.8976 is 89.76%. Okay, and it's as simple as that. Now let's take a look at converting from percents back to decimals. Okay, in our fourth example, we've got a percent. We've got 49.1%, and we want to convert it back to a decimal. Now, as a refresher, a percent here, right, percent is from 0 to 100, and a decimal is from 0 to 1. Okay, so when we convert back from a percent to a decimal, we want to divide by 100. So if we multiply by 100, we move the decimal point 2 places to the right. When we divide by 100, we're going to move the decimal 2 places to the left. So we're going to go right here, 2 places to the left, and place our decimal point there. So as a decimal rather, our decimal is going to be 0.491. Okay, so we just move the decimal 2 places to the left to go from a percent. Uh, yeah, we move the decimal point 2 places to the left to go from a percent to a decimal. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's take a look at a few more examples to solidify our learning. Okay, in our fifth example, we have 6%. Now, this is a single digit percent. So this one, you might be going, well, how do I do this? Okay. Well, similarly, when we convert back from a percent to a decimal, we're moving 2 places to the left here. So our decimal point, even though we don't have one, it's right here. We're going to move, even though it's not shown, there is a decimal point here. We're going to move it 2 places to the left here. And so you may be thinking, well, if I put my decimal point here, what do I have to put here? Well, I have to put a 0 here. So 6% is going to equal 0.06 as a decimal. So 6% is 0.06 as a decimal. Hopefully you got that one. I'm going to give you one more example and then we'll call it a day. All right, in our last example, we have 5.12%, and we want to convert that to a decimal. So we're going to divide by 100. That means moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. Okay, and if we move it 2 places to the left, since we only have a 5 here, we're going to have to add the 0. So 5.12% is going to be 0.0512 as a decimal. Hopefully you got all those examples. If not, you can go back. It's a video. You can go back, pause each one, try it again. If this video was helpful to you, please like and subscribe. And I want to thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one.